Hi everyone, welcome to MediaNama. So we're seeing a couple of interesting trends with competition and AI, especially in terms of how competition issues are being looked at by regulators. But before I get into the AI angle of it, let me just give you some background context. So traditionally, when it came to digital markets and competition, the regulators have always been late to act. If you take the example of the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, Google's search advertising business, Amazon's e-commerce operations, these all have existed for many years, and they've all gotten to such a dominant state, and they've been exploiting their network effects for all these years, and only now they are being scrutinized by regulators. Take it regulators in the US, the UK, or even in India. Some of these probes haven't even begun. They've just filed their initial complaints, and the hearing date has been set to 2029. But the problem with this approach to digital markets is that digital markets are fast moving, and because these competition lawsuits and investigations are only beginning now, or only beginning late, many of these companies have already established such a dominance that they enjoy these network effects, even if the competition regulator finds anti-competitive practices involving these companies. So, TLDR, if it is with digital markets, competition regulators need to act faster, and the lack of this in the past has been a problem in establishing few dominant players. Big tech, for example, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, and Amazon. But fast forward and coming to AI, AI is still an emerging sector. It suddenly got a big push after ChatGPT was launched in 2022. But since then, it's been having an explosive growth with all kinds of companies getting into it, and all kinds of features and services being launched or integrated with AI. But what's interesting this time from a competition angle is we see that the competition regulators are getting in on the act much faster. For example, the UK has launched an initial probe into the dominance of openAI and its partnership with Microsoft. The European Commission has launched a similar investigation. It's also asked a bunch of these, it's not named which entities exactly, but it's asked a bunch of AI companies to explain their market share, to explain their partnerships with others. And more recently, the US Federal Trade Commission is also looking into the same things. They actually name the companies. They say they're looking into OpenAI and Microsoft's partnership, Amazon and Anthropic's partnership, and Google and Anthropic's partnership, to ascertain if there are any anti-competitive engagements over here. This is encouraging. This is a good thing, because we can't once again let platforms to become dominant before we start addressing competition concerns, and we also can't let platforms that already have dominance in other fields to gain dominance in such a space like AI, which is heralded as the future of computing, future of technology. So letting Google or Microsoft, which are already dominant in other ways, to also get a foothold in this sector is going to be problematic, and they regulators are rightful in looking at these companies, especially because currently the AI space, despite OpenAI gaining a big name in it, it is still traditionally dominated by existing big tech companies: Google, Microsoft, Meta, to name a few. While there are some other companies, these three still dominate the space a lot. So it should be looked into. It's encouraging to see competition regulators. The only one drawback is this should not in any way curtail innovation in such a sector, because, as I said before, AI is nascent. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what these probes. They're not full-fledged investigations. They are just initial inquiries into understanding if there's any market concerns in the first place, and if there are, what are these concerns. So it will be interesting to see what these initial inquiries do find. For more on these stories, we have covered them in more detail on our site, all the three probes. In fact, even India is looking to launch a probe. They haven't shared much details apart from saying that they are looking at market dominance in AI. I don't think there's an official probe launched yet. But all these have been covered on our site, and you can find information on this and more. Thanks for watching.